One of the toughest things you have to do, and I hope you never do it, is take a lie detector test. You have a blood pressure machine, you're wired up, and I was asked 2 questions. I said,
well, hello there, guys. It's Reed here yet again. Time to talk about the Kentucky Wildcats yet again. After getting destroyed by the Florida Gators, I expected Kentucky to show up that game and at least play hard, put on a good showing. Didn't happen. So many open threes for Florida. You got to give Florida credit. They knocked down those threes. They took care of business. Now that's over. Now we go to the SEC tournament. And it's very inconsistent play from Kentucky. I understand that. It's just disappointing. It really is, you know. I can understand getting beat by Florida. I mean, you can understand it. But the effort Kentucky put forth that game is really disappointing. So hopefully, you know, they've been playing better until that game. So we have to go by what we know right now. We are playing better, and I do like how Kentucky looks in the SEC seeding right now for the tournament. We got a very nice 4 seed. It puts us away from Tennessee and Florida, who beat us twice this year. We're playing a wounded Auburn team, possibly. Who knows? Auburn may not get through they may lose that game. We don't know for sure. But right now we've got Kentucky playing the winner of the it'll be Georgia, Vanderbilt. One of those teams will be playing Missouri, then Kentucky plays them. Then Alabama, Texas A&M, the winner of that plays Auburn. And either one of those teams, I think, has a very good chance of beating Auburn because Auburn's struggling. And even if Auburn somehow wins that game, I mean, we got the best bracket. I mean, actually, Tennessee and Florida, they got the harder bracket. Arkansas, Florida, Tennessee. Of course, they both have to win their game to play each other, but still. I mean, it's looking good for Kentucky to get to the SEC finals. It really is. But, it's hard to look ahead. I understand that, but all things turned out pretty well for Kentucky. We would have liked to have beat Florida, of course. But it is what it is, We have to do better. We have to play better. Diallo just cannot get it together, people. What is wrong with the kid? I don't know. It's disappointing to see how you see so much talent with Diallo. He could be a great defender if anything else. He has the quickness, he has the speed, he has the length. Letting people just go right by him when he's clearly a better athlete than the person, scoring on him or whatever. He could at least play good defense. I mean, he could be like a Liggins, like DeAndre Liggins, make a shot here or there. He's just not got the IQ. I mean, that's what it all comes down to. He's not got the experience. He's not got the IQ. And I think that's something that he would get the longer he stays at Kentucky. I think he will get that, but he's just a freshman. He's an underachieving freshman, I guess you could say. Knox looked bad the Florida game. Also, Richards and Washington, I don't get it with those guys. They're so big, and you can see the talent there, especially with Washington. Nothing. I don't get it. I really don't get it. And I guess it all comes back to being young, realistically. Back in the old days when college basketball was going on, you would have your freshman class come in. They would pretty much sit on the bench most of the time. They would learn from the older players. Then maybe their junior, sometimes their sophomore, junior year, they would come in and play big minutes as the other class is leaving. It's not like that anymore. They throw the freshmen right into it. It's just how it is. It's how it's changed. So I don't know, people. You see, I thought we had turned the corner. Maybe we still have. Maybe that was just one bad game. I would love to see Kentucky win the SEC tournament just because it would be good for this team to have some confidence. The more games we can play, the better. And I'll just tell you how it is right now, people. The best team in the SEC is Tennessee, in my opinion. They are playing the best defense in the conference. When you play good defense, no matter how bad your offense is, you have a chance to win it. Win the game. That's what Tennessee's been doing pretty much. So Florida, of course, they're playing well also. And Auburn is, like I said, I think their season's pretty much over. Bruce Pearl's done a great job. I don't think they'll make it. I don't think they're going to win the SEC tournament. I think if long as we win our first game and if they win theirs, I think we will beat them. We still have to win our first game, of course. You just never know with Kentucky. But I think Auburn is pretty much done for the year. Lost their best player inside. It seems like they've just not been the same team. Sure, they won the SEC regular season and all that, but would you rather say I won the regular season SEC, or would you rather say I won the SEC tournament, or would you rather say we went to an Elite Eight or a Final Four? You know, that's how it is with Kentucky. We would love to win the SEC tournament, sure. Sure, it'd be nice. It'd be great. But realistically, at the end of the year, what are you going to remember? You're going to remember how far did we go in the tournament? Did we get to the Sweet 16? Did we lose the first round in the tournament? Did we lose that second round? We got to the Elite Eight. We got to the Final Four. Would you rather say we won the SEC championship, or would you rather say we went to the Final Four? We got to the Elite Eight and almost made it to the Final Four. That's what you want, people. It's nice to win. Of course, you know, these other programs like Tennessee and all those, they've not won anything. You know, they're probably never going to win anything, realistically. And it's good to get on there. It's good, you know, it's good when you like win a tournament or regular season or something like that. It's nice. But at Kentucky, if Kentucky won the SEC regular tournament, the regular season, we won that, and we won the SEC tournament, and we lose in the Sweet 16, that is a disappointing season for Kentucky. And that's just how it is. That's what separates the great programs from the legendary program. That's what separates the legendary programs from the good programs. Like Duke. Duke or North Carolina, they may go on to. Do you even remember who won the ACC tournament last year? The year North Carolina won it all. Do you remember that? I don't remember. But see, that's the point I'm making. That's the point I'm making. Now, Tennessee could win. They could go on and win the SEC tournament. Auburn, let's just say Auburn goes on and win the SEC tournament, or Texas A&M, Kentucky, anybody. Well, anybody but Kentucky. Any one of those teams but Kentucky, pretty much, that'll be considered good for them. But if we go on and if we win the SEC tournament somehow win it, we lose first game, second game in the NCAA tournament, it's a bust. Tennessee goes on, they lose second game, Auburn, anybody Florida, still, if they get to the Sweet 16 and lose, it's considered a good season for them. But for Kentucky, Kentucky lost, they suck. They got to the Sweet 16, but almost any other program, we did good. And that's part of the pressure of being, you know, a Kentucky fan, being a Kentucky player. It's not good enough. It's never good enough. The only way it's good enough is if you win that national championship. And that's the pressure we are under every year, people. Even though this team is underachieved and they're not playing, they're not your typical Kentucky team. They're not a 1-2 seed going into the tournament, a 3 seed. We're not that this year. And that's just what separates us from other programs. That's the way it is with Duke, North Carolina, Kansas, those teams like that. It's all about banners. It's all about, I would say Final Four or better for Kentucky would be considered a good year. But you want to win it all, but it's always at least, you got to at least get to the Final Four. And even though we don't, there's probably no way we're going to do it this year. I mean, let's be realistic. We don't have the, we're just not good enough to do it, it seems like. Of course, anything can happen when you get in a tournament, but this season's we could have 12 losses this season. That would be a big-time disappointment. We'll probably have 11 or 12 losses, you know. That's not to say that we cannot get on a roll and win it all. I will support Kentucky every game in the tournament and hope we win. It just doesn't look realistic, you know. It's just how it is. But that's what separates Kentucky from your team. That's what separates us from Auburn, Tennessee. Pretty much if you're not a blue blood, that's what separates you from the elite schools. There's going to be a lot of schools that's sitting there, yes, we got in March Madness. We're in the tournament. Yes, and they get beat the first game. But their season was great because they got into the tournament. At least they got into the tournament. You know, that's how it is with a lot of programs. They're just excited to be there on TV, the March Madness. We might win a game. You never know. And that's how it is. You know, that's how they see it. And that's just how it is. But with Kentucky, it's different, people. That's just how it's always been. So, we'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting SEC tournament, and then we will go from there. Maybe if we win a couple games, I think Kentucky probably going to get a 6 seed. I'd like to get a 5 seed, but we will see. A lot of people has Kentucky projected as a 5 seed, but we got to worry about the SEC tournament first. And I'm very confident in it. I guess, you know, I feel pretty good about it. I'd rather be where we're at right now than in the Florida-Tennessee bracket. So there you have it, guys. Let me know what you think about it. Kentucky SEC tournament. I guess we play Friday, right? Is that the first game? Is that the first game? March 9th. Should be, right? March 9th, we got the double bye, of course. So, Kentucky, hopefully we're playing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We'll see. So, that's pretty much it, guys. As always, thanks for watching. Go Big Blue, the greatest college basketball program of all time, the Kentucky Wildcats. I'll see you guys later. Let's see what happens. Have a great day.